Hey guys, Creator Mom. The second thing I want to talk about on this beautiful Saturday is minor inconveniences. Um, One of my kids had a thing today, and it was something that he had been looking forward to for like the whole week. And 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 the ironic thing is that yesterday at 8 o'clock, we were taking a quick drive to the store, got a flat tire. The very night before the morning that he's supposed to do this very exciting thing. I thought that was interesting. I actually paused and thought, wow, I feel there's a superstitious belief hidden here, right? And the belief is that it's along the lines of jinxing, is that if you're too excited about something and you're like really anticipating it the whole week or for a while, that like that something will go wrong, like it'll be canceled or you won't be able to go, like. And I noted that I had that superstitious belief dwelling in me, because I was tempted to say it. The thought came up, oh, see, this is what happens when you get too excited about something always goes wrong. I kind of said it to myself, or I was observing it, but I didn't say it to my son because I was like, I don't want him to get that belief, you know what I'm saying, or to draw that conclusion that when he's looking forward to something, that something's going to come and ruin it. I don't know how I developed that, but I think that's a common superstitious belief. So anyways, I observed that and I was like, yeah, I see that, but I don't want to attach to that any longer. I don't want to receive that belief. But if I have a choice about what this event means, and that choice affects me, then I choose that I want this event to mean that this is happening for me, for us. That, if I get to choose and I get to pick a story, because I could choose that story. I could choose the story that says, of course, every time we go to do something special, something's always got to go wrong. I could choose that story. I don't want to choose that story because that's an ugly story. It's a fucked up story, and that's not a story that I want to keep replaying in my life. So the story that I'm going to choose for that event is, oh, good thing that we got a flat tire tonight and not on the way when we're driving 30 minutes on the highway to go to this event that we're going to. Thank God that's happened now. And even more so, this is going to work for me in good ways, in ways I don't even know, to bring me my desires. Who knows? That's the story I choose about it. So, what else was I going to say? So, yeah, it turns out he was able to get a ride with the group for this event. And I was like in awe because I'm like, wow, this is so much better the way this is working out. Like, there was so many reasons why the way things worked out today was way better than it would have been had it been like just the general, I go with him and blah, blah, blah. Because one of my other kids, it's just like, to put it frankly, there's 2 or 3 reasons why this way actually was better, that it worked out this way. So, yeah. So it's cool that we get to choose that. You know what I'm saying? You get to choose the story. You get to choose the meaning. And it doesn't mean that you're not upset that the thing happened, because we don't have to be silly and ignore that, like feeling a little upset, or like, oh, a little bit of sad emotion, or like, oh man, shoot, a flat tire. Like, that's just like natural. Those are just like natural emotional responses. But we get to choose the story. You know what I'm saying? And sure, there might be a story or a record already playing, but you observe it and you say, wow, that's playing. Okay, but I don't want that anymore. Like, that's an old story. That's what people usually say, but I don't want that. What else was I going to add to this? Yeah, things just worked out better this way. And that's it. So yeah, we can choose the story. Even if you're crying, you can choose the story. because I had another issue, a problem. It's the problems, right? It's the problems that can cause these reactions, and different people react differently to different problems. Somebody could get for some reason, I tend to do fairly okay with like problems or little mini emergencies. I kick into this gear fairly easily. Some people, like my ex, whenever he had a problem, he would just flip out. He would just like freak the fuck out. It's just like, I guess, and then I had a issue. I thought was an issue. And I was crying. I thought it was catastrophic to me because I blamed myself, because I was like, oh, like I made a mistake. And it's like I noticed that when I feel like I made a mistake that could affect me, I feel like my world is crumbling and my life is falling apart. And this mistake I thought I made, whatever, or this thing I shouldn't have done or didn't do, what was I going to say? Like, I took it really hard on myself, and I was like crying. I was not crying and crying, but I was crying and very sad and emotional for like 3 hours. I didn't count while I was going through it, but I noticed eventually I shifted out. I was allowing myself to be sad and cry, but in the meantime, I was also being aware of choosing the story that I was telling myself. And kind of disregarding or just realizing the stories that were not good, but simultaneously choosing what I wanted. And I reminded myself of that sure, in my humanity, I may have made a mistake, but I reminded myself that I know my divine self, that Christ in me already went ahead of me and created a way and made a way where there seemed to be no way, that he already did that my spirit covers me. God covers me. I say my spirit because my spirit and his spirit are one spirit. So my spirit went ahead of me. My spirit has already covered me. Just reminding myself of that truth and kind of declaring that. Was I still sad or crying? Like, yeah. But my emotions and my crying did have a time limit. It did shift. I didn't force it to shift. It just shifted, and all of a sudden I felt peace in my heart. Then I noticed time and noticed it had been 3 hours. So sometimes it just takes a while, All right, guys, that's all I'm going to share. Have a wonderful day.